The sun blazed high above the backyard like a giant oven, baking the concrete so hot that even the cicadas seemed desperate for shade. Their buzzing echoed through the air, making the yard feel empty except for one thing: a lonely wind swirling, searching for excitement. A tumbleweed rolled slowly across the sandbox, but it wasn't a regular tumbleweed. Nope, it was actually a ball of dry gray yarn, drifting and dragging like someone lost in thought. At the same time, the porch creaked softly with the rhythmic sound of snoring. This was no ordinary snore. It was Sheriff Whiskers, the old wise cat with fur as fluffy as marshmallows. His sheriff's star badge glinted in the sun, hanging proudly from his collar. Whiskers never let trouble stir, not in his yard. Suddenly, a crow flapped down, its dark feathers nearly blotting out the sun as it landed on the fence post. The crow cawed twice, sending a ripple of mystery through the grass. Whiskers' ear twitched, and with a record scratch sound, his purring snore halted. One golden eye popped open. Something was up. Strutting into the scene along the garden path was Gato, a sleek, glossy, black and white cat with attitude and a bell that jangled every time he moved. Gato was new in town, with a walk so bold it made the wind stop spinning for a moment. Sheriff Whiskers stood slowly, his old bones cracking and popping like popcorn. He wasn't as spry as he used to be, but he was still tough as a tumbleweed. Both cats' gazes landed on the treasure lying between them, a big, beautiful bag of premium catnip, spilled right in the middle of the patio. The green gold, enough to make a cat crazy for a week, the narrator whispered like the wind. Gato stopped 10 feet from the catnip, his eyes narrowing sharply. Somewhere, a spaghetti western whistle hummed through the air. Whiskers leapt down from the porch, landing hard and sending a dusty cloud puffing into the sunlight. Now it was a showdown, just like in the wildest cowboy tales. There was a close-up on Whiskers' gritty yellow eyes, then one on Gato's thin, calculating pupils. Whiskers' tail twitched, rattling like a snake in the grass. Gato's claws slid out with a shing, sharp as silver knives. A housefly zipped in between their faces, buzzing and hovering, waiting to see who would flinch. The fly landed on Whiskers' nose. He twitched, but his eyes stayed locked on Gato's. Suddenly, whip, both cats launched themselves off the patio. In slow motion, they collided in midair, suspended above the catnip bag as a chorus sang, "Oh!" in dramatic opera. A cartoon dust cloud exploded, paws and tails flying everywhere. Bonk, pow, hiss, meow. Gato slid out first, zipping around Whiskers like a race car making donuts on a track. The old sheriff got dizzy and swiped, missing Gato and crashing a flower pot. Gato took his chance and air-kicked Whiskers, sending him rolling. It looked like Sheriff Whiskers was done for. Gato crept toward the catnip with a sneaky purr. But then, Whiskers' eyes flashed. It was a trick. He sprang up and unleashed his signature rapid Bap-Bap-Bap combo. His paws smacked Gato's head so fast it made a machine gun whap-whap-whap sound.